I would like to teach you how to make Pate Di Tonno. And Pate Di Tonno is a tuna pate, and my grandfather actually invented this dish, which is a wonderful dish. You can serve it as a first, you can serve it as accompaniment, you can serve it in combination with other dishes, which I will show you later on. So what you need is you need tuna in oil, anchovies, butter, garlic, salt, pepper, and some herbs I got from the garden, which is sage and rosemary. So what you do is, and Spanish onion. So you slice the Spanish onion, and then you just have to fry it in a little bit of butter and olive oil. You squash the garlic and take the skin off. A little bit of butter. I use unsalted butter. I always prefer to put my own salt in. I can sort of regulate it a little bit better. So you put butter and a little bit of olive oil in a pan. Then you add the onions and the herbs. Then I add anchovies. And anchovies is wonderful because they give a lot of flavor to any dish. You can add anchovies, for instance, if you make a tomato sauce or things like that, just as a flavor enhancer, really. It's wonderful. It's a bit like the Chinese, they use fish sauce, and the Italians use anchovies. So I would have here maybe 10 or 15 anchovies. And they will actually dissolve, they will melt as soon as they get warm. The other thing that I use when I do the Pate di Tonno is I use a little bit of sherry, and I use the oloroso because the oloroso is not very sweet, but it has a little bit of sweetness in it, and I think it goes very well with the tuna. Voila, just finished the bottle. It's about half a cup. And then you let it bubble so that all the alcohol evaporates, but the flavor stays in the sauce. And just let it go maybe 2 or 3 minutes. I turn the heat right down, and then I use some butter, and I use about maybe 100 grams of butter, maybe 120, roughly like that. Oops. And you break it into pieces and you let it melt. Turn off so that it doesn't actually bubble, so that it doesn't actually fry the butter. You just turn it off like this. And then in the meantime, what you do is you take the tuna. I've already got rid of the oil inside, so you take the tuna and you put it into your Magimix. I always like to make a lot because you can do lots of different variations, and you will see once you have it in the fridge it'll disappear very, very quickly. So the butter is nearly melted, and I add this now here to the tuna, and then just whiz it, and that's it. And you whiz it until it's really nice and smooth. Ah, I didn't turn it on. Small technical problem. Has to be turned on. All right, now it's gone really, you see how beautiful and smooth it's gone. So what you do is you pour it in a dish that you can serve it in. And that has to go into the refrigerator for a few hours, just that it cools down. So this is the pate that I'm going to serve tonight with some crackers or bread or ciabatta. And then in this one I will going to put some, and I will show you other dishes that you can make with this Pate di Tonno. So I will just put it in an ordinary jar. And that's it. It's as simple as this. But it is so delicious. You'll see it's just a very versatile dip, if you want to call it. Voilà. So this is the Pate di Tonno del mio nonno.